everyone, Curren here from the Azle Memorial Library, and I have a holiday craft that you can do from home. So one of my favorite things is Christmas ornaments. I have a ton of them, but the most special to me are the ones from childhood or that have some kind of family significance. So this is a craft that adults can do, kids can do, teens can do, and hopefully you'll have fond memories of making the ornaments and displaying them every year on your Christmas tree. Now I'll have to warn you, this craft uses glitter. So if you don't want glitter getting everywhere, you will want to wear some kind of shirt that you don't care about and maybe put down a plastic tablecloth or some newspaper or even something on the floor so you don't have glitter just in your house forever, especially if you're working with kids. So we're going to be making Christmas ornaments that are already store-bought plain. I'll hold these up to the camera. I have just some red and green and gold ornaments that I bought, I don't even know where, Target, Walmart, dollar store. Mine are kind of that matte finish that is shiny but not too shiny. And I have some little hooks for them. Now these came plain from the store, and the way I decorated them is I chose different designs that I wanted to use, and I got two things: Elmer's glue or any kind of school glue. It could be store brand, anything, just school washable glue is fine. If you have craft glue or anything like that, that would work too. And glitter. Now for this project, the really fine glitter, not the big chunky kind that kids usually use, but the nicer stuff that you can get at craft stores that's quite small is gonna work best. But if you have the chunky glitter, that's okay too. It's just gonna make sure you use a bigger design. So what I love about these ornaments is that when you put glue on them, the glue will stay put as long as you don't put too much, and you can actually wipe it off if you make a mistake. So for the ornaments that I purchased on them, I was designing and I put the glue design down and I put too much, so it started to kind of run, and I thought, oh, this isn't gonna work. So I just took a wet paper towel, well, it was damp, and I wiped it off completely. Now the ornament looked like it had discolored, but it was just the water. So as soon as it dried, it was back to normal. So if you're worried about that, whatever ornament you get, you might want to test first and make sure you can wipe it and that the coloring or anything else doesn't come off. So for some of my ornaments, I had bigger designs. So like on this one, I had polka dots. And to do that, I simply opened up my Elmer's glue, and the glue, the finer line you want, the less you want to open it. So if you're not sure, get a piece of paper and just kind of practice squeezing out your glue in a line or a design to make sure you're getting just enough. You don't want it to gob up or drip, but you want it to be enough that glitter will have something to stick to. So in this case, I simply got my glue, made round little circles, and make sure you have a paper plate or some kind of thing to catch your glitter. And these glitters had a little shaker on top, but if they don't, that's okay. You can unscrew the lid. And I just poured glitter enough to cover the glue. And I went ahead and did half the ornament, and then I wanted to let it dry. So I didn't bring it with me for the video, but I had a paper cup. And I just set it on the rim of the paper cup, and I let the top half dry for a good hour or two. Then when I was ready to do the other half, it was okay to touch, but I was careful where I put my fingers. And I did my glue design on the other half, did my glitter, and let that dry as well. Now, if you are the kind of person who's really messy like I am, or maybe you have kids, I don't like to waste things. So when I was pouring my glitter, I had a different paper plate for each color of glitter. That way, for example, when I was done with my gold, all the gold glitter that was left, I could kind of scoop up and pour back into the glitter container. So that's something you might consider. Now, if you don't care about that, then you could just do it all on one paper plate. One of the other designs I did, and this ornament has two sides, I did little polka dots. And on the other side, I did these kind of little star motifs. So you can get creative with it. You can make your own little designs. You could do swirls, stars. If you're really artistic, you could even draw Christmas trees or some other design that you like. But one of the ones I wanted to make for sure was I wanted to commemorate 2020. This has been a very interesting year for the entire world. So I very carefully with my glue drew 2020 in glue and put glitter on it. And on the other side, I drew my name. Now the name didn't come out quite as good. It was kind of hard to draw in cursive, but I thought it would look prettier. So my name Curren is on there. Now this will work well if you have a short name. If you have a really long name, you could just do your monogram or initials. So, you know, my name is Curren McLean, so you could put CM or whatever you want to do. You could also put, you know, maybe the initials of your entire family on one side and then 2020 on the other. I will say for something like this, you do have to have a very steady hand. So for the writing and glue part, with your Elmer's glue, if an adult needs to do that part and the kids just help sprinkle the glitter, that might be fun. But I saved one ornament for you that I wanted to show you. So this ornament, one of my staff members actually made. She made a little, very simple snowflake design, and super cute the way it turned out. So I'm gonna do a snowflake on the other side so you can see kind of how I do it. So, and I apologize, I can't zoom in the camera. I'm a one-person camera crew today, but hopefully you'll be able to see. So just to test it out, I'm gonna just draw a line with glue on my paper plate here. Perfect. So you can see this is actually a really, really fine line of glue. I want a little bit more, so I'm gonna open it up just a tad bit more. I don't want it too much. And let's do one more line. That line's better. So you can see it's just a little bit thicker this time. It does tend to gob up when you lift it or set it down, so you want to do that very gently. Now hers was just 3 lines intersecting with dots at the end. So your lines don't have to be perfect at the beginning or end because you're going to add dots anyway. So I'm holding on to this very carefully. I would not hold on to it by the hook. It's just going to move too much. And I'm going to draw a line going down. Whoop. And it dripped a little, but there we go. And I'll make kind of an X over that line. And there we go. And I'm going to do one line across the middle. Now this is not perfect. As you can see, it's thicker in some areas and thinner in others. You can do a couple things. You can take a Q-tip or pencil or paintbrush and kind of clean up some of your lines. You could actually put the glue on with a paintbrush, but that tends to just widen your glue. So that's why I like to do it directly with the glue container. And I'm going to draw my little dots at the end. Now these are gonna kind of bound up the glue a little bit, but you don't want it to be so thick because when it dries, it will slightly drip. You just want it to be just enough to kind of show that you have a little dot. And then one of my lines is a little thin, so I'm just gonna add just a tiny bit more. Okay, so this is not perfect. That's why I had my staff member make the original snowflake. But there's your snowflake design. And I used white glitter on the other side, or she did, so I'm going to go ahead and use white glitter again. I'm gonna unscrew the cap. And this is gonna go everywhere, but that's okay because there's nothing else that's wet on the ornament. And I recommend too, if you're gonna use multiple colors, do all of one color at a time, let it dry, and then do the other color, let it dry, and then do your next color and let it dry, and that way they don't accidentally get on each other. And now I have glitter on it. So I didn't bring a cup with me, but I'll risk it. I'll hang it to dry, which you can do, but you do have the risk of it dripping if you do that. So just be careful. And I don't want it to touch anything else while it dries. Now I use pretty big ornaments for these, which is a lot easier. But if you're very detail oriented, or maybe you want to do a lot of them, you could get the really small ornaments, and that would be really cute because these, you only have to do a few things to decorate it, let it dry, and you could do quite a few. I love these ornaments because they're sparkly. If you do something on both sides, then it can move around on the tree and it won't matter if it's turned a certain way. And it's a lot of fun. And I have a lot of glue left, or glitter, sorry. So I'm just going to very carefully scoop that back into my container. And as I knew would happen, there's glitter all over the table. That's okay, I'll just get a damp paper towel to pick it up. So I hope you have fun making these ornaments. I would love to see your finished products on Facebook. So snap a picture, share them on Instagram. Let us know how they turn out. And if you have any tips or tricks you learned on the way, let me know. I would love to hear them so that I can improve my own ornaments. And I hope everyone has a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.